Can I ask you something? Have you ever wanted something so badly that the waiting for it became more painful than not having it? Maybe it was a relationship, maybe someone's approval, maybe a particular career, maybe an apology. Maybe you were waiting for someone to change, and maybe you were working incredibly hard towards something and kept asking yourself, when will I finally get the result? And slowly, without even realizing it, your entire emotional state started depending on that result. If it happened, you were happy. If it didn't, you felt like a failure. And that's where what today's conversation begins. Can you let go without giving up? I think one of the most misunderstood idea in spirituality is detachment. Because when we hear the word detachment, we often imagine someone who doesn't care, someone who doesn't get attached, someone who doesn't love deeply, someone who can simply say, whatever happens, happens. And honestly, sometimes that isn't detachment. Sometimes that's avoidance. Sometimes that's emotional exhaustion. Sometimes we have cared so much that we have reached a point where we convince ourselves, I don't care anymore. But inside, we still care. We just don't want to feel the disappointment anymore. Real detachment, at least the way I understand it, isn't about becoming indifferent. It's about doing your part without allowing the outcome to own you. And that's a very, very different thing. There's a beautiful teaching from the Bhagavad Gita that we often hear, and I've talked about it a lot. Karmane vadikrashte ma phaleshu kadachan. You have right to your actions, but not to the fruits of your actions. Now, I think this is one of those teachings that sound simple until life actually tests you with it. Because we can say, I will focus on my karma, but then we send the message and wait for the reply. We do something kind and expect appreciation. We love someone and expect them to love us in the same way. We work hard and expect success. We apologize and expect forgiveness. We give someone another chance and expect them not to hurt us again. And suddenly our action isn't really an action anymore. It is a transaction. I this I did this, therefore you should give me that. And when the world doesn't follow our equation, we suffer. Now you might be thinking, but wait, isn't the result important? Of course, the result is important. If you're building a business, you need results. If you're studying, you want to pass. If you're working on a relationship, you want the relationship to work. If you're healing, you want to feel better. So I am not saying that do not care about the result. All I am saying is don't make the result the condition for your peace. And there is a difference. You can want something deeply without making your entire identity dependent on getting it. You can work incredibly hard without constantly checking whether your effort has already paid off or not. You can love someone without believing that their behavior determines your worth. And that for me is where detachment becomes powerful. Just think about how much of our everyday life is built around outcomes. We post something and we check the likes. We send a message and check whether they have seen it or not. We apply for something and keep refreshing our emails. We start exercising and expect our body to change immediately. We begin healing and become frustrated because we are still hurting. Even personal growth has become so outcome driven. I've been journaling for 3 months. Why am I still triggered? I have meditated. Why am I still anxious? I have worked on myself. Why hasn't my relationship changed? And perhaps we need to ask ourselves, am I doing the work to become different, or am I doing the work only because I want a particular outcome? Because remember, those are two completely different journeys. And you don't know where is this more painful than in relationships, because we can control what we want, what we say, we can control what we do, we can communicate, we can set boundaries, we can apologize, we can choose to stay, we can choose to leave, but we cannot control another person's heart. We cannot control whether they understand us or not. We cannot control whether they choose us. We cannot control whether they will change or not. And sometimes the hardest part of loving someone is accepting. I can give this relationship my best, but I cannot do both people's work. And that's not giving up, that's reality. And accepting reality doesn't mean you stop caring, it just means you stop fighting reality. So, what is the difference between effort and control? I think there is another distinction we need to make. Remember, effort is yours, control isn't. You can prepare for the interview, but you cannot control the interviewer's decision. You can communicate honestly, you cannot control how the other person interprets you. You can take care of your body, but you cannot control exactly how quickly it changes. You can create something beautiful, but you cannot control whether everyone appreciates it or not. You can show up consistently, but you cannot control when the breakthrough comes. And perhaps our suffering begins when we confuse these two things. We start treating uncertainty as evidence that we are doing something wrong. But sometimes uncertainty is simply uncertainty. So, what does detachment actually look like? Maybe it sounds like I will do what is mine to do, and I will allow life to do what is not mine. I will prepare, I will show up, I will communicate, I will learn, I will apologize when I'm wrong, I will walk away when something violates my boundaries. I will love, I will create, and I will try. But I will not spend every waking moment trying to force the universe, another person, or life itself to give me the exact ending I imagined. Because sometimes the outcome we are desperately trying to hold on to isn't even the outcome that is meant to become our life. And we don't know that yet. And here's where I think the philosophy becomes difficult, because detachment doesn't mean you won't be disappointed. You will be disappointed. It doesn't mean you won't cry. You are going to cry. You will cry. It doesn't mean you won't have days where you think, but I really wanted this. You will have those days. Detachment doesn't remove emotion, it changes your relationship with the emotion. You can be disappointed without becoming destroyed. You can lose something without believing you have lost yourself. You can want someone without needing them. You can fail without calling yourself a failure. You can be rejected without deciding you're unworthy. There's the freedom we are talking about. So here's something I want you to try today. Think of one of those things you're currently waiting for. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's an opportunity, maybe it's an answer, maybe it's an outcome. And just ask yourself these three questions. What is it actually within me, within my control? And be brutally honest. Not what you wish you could control, but what actually belongs to you. Then ask, what am I trying to control that doesn't belong to me? Another person's decision, their feelings, timing, or the outcome? And finally, the third question, if I knew I would be okay regardless of the outcome, what would I do differently today? Sit with that question because that might tell you more about your attachment than anything else. Maybe growth isn't always about getting better at controlling life. Maybe growth is learning when to stop trying. Not because you have become passive, but because you have finally understood the difference between responsibility and control. Your responsibility is your karma, your choices, your effort, your integrity, your response, your boundaries, your presence. The rest is not entirely yours. And perhaps that's what Krishna was trying to teach Arjun. Not don't want anything, but don't become so attached to the fruit that you forget how to perform the action. Because when you are obsessed with the result, you stop being present. And when you are present, you can finally give your best. So maybe the question isn't how do I stop caring? Maybe maybe the better question is how do I care without losing myself? How do I love without possessing? How do I work without obsessing? How do I hope without demanding? How do I dream without making my happiness conditional? How do I give my best and still have the courage to say, whatever comes next, I will meet it? Because detachment isn't saying, I don't want this anymore. Sometimes detachment is saying, I want this, I will give it my best, but I refuse to make my peace dependent on whether I get it or not. And maybe that's where freedom actually begins. So the next time you're desperately waiting for an outcome, just pause, take a break, take a breath, and ask yourself, what is mine to do today? Do that, and then let life do its part. This is Silence Between Coffee, and I will see you in the next conversation. Until then, take gentle care of yourself.